Hello, Sunny. 30 Ontario. Hello, dear. Jack. How you doing, Colonel? What's going on in the world, Jack? Hello, Tim. He says, hi, Mehran. Just saw you start live stream. Bought your books years ago. Helps me a lot. Well, delighted to hear that, Tim. Is the resolution okay, guys? I have a red line here. I wonder if that means anything. It's stream health is red, but maybe it's just trying to match up with my shift. Sanya says, hello from India. Hello, dear Sanya. Thank you for joining us. It must be late in India. Probably about 1:30 or 2:30 in the morning. Delighted that you could make it. Tim says, lost a leg 2 years ago. Helped me a lot to move on. Tim, I remember you. You are from Germany. Am I correct? Am I remembering it right? And yes, I remember you purchased your book years ago. Let me know if I'm on the right track, Tim. Sonia says, yes, it's 1:20 a.m. here. Tim, you still there? Anyhow, glad that all of you could make it here. Let me just close this window to have a little bit of a more quietness. So, with some chamomile tea, salut. But not yet. It's pretty hot, so we wait. We wait a little bit in good health, right? So what's going on, guys? Please don't all of you ask questions at the same time, one at a time. What are you, so all quiet? What happened? What happened to you guys? Everybody suddenly went quiet. 7 of us, so far so good. Click on the like, help us to be more visible, get more exposure, let YouTube algorithm recognize us. Tim says, yes. You're right, from Germany. Great, you remember me. Yes, I do. I actually do. And I did think about you a number of times and hope that you're enjoying yourself, you like the book, and that you're getting on fine with life and so on. Delighted to hear that, Tim. Thank you for being here and letting me know. Mohammed says, M triple alpha. Well, I just did make a video on alpha male, and I think hopefully most of you have watched it so far. So Mohammed, you gotta watch that video to see if you're really alpha or perhaps beyond alpha. And 29 from Desert Land, he says, missing you so much, Sir Mehran. If you miss me, then where the hell have you been with all these live talks that I've been having from Maui and from here and there and so on? So, are you being a Pinocchio today? So I'm sure you've been busy and delighted that you're here, Muhammad. And he says, here it is, Ramadan, and I'm not able to catch up with the stream, but I will watch them during Eid. Well, why can't you catch up? Because are you fasting? And in Ramadan, if you're not eating as regularly you do, you can't, your ears stop functioning. Is that what you're telling me? Go and tell it to someone who doesn't know what Ramadan is. I remember when I was a kid, so it was customary, you're living in a Muslim country, and then you have Ramadan coming, and everybody wants to be closer to God as they've been conditioned from childhood, and this is what you should do at this month, and so on. And then we also thought that when we go fast, then the people who don't have money will be, have a chance to get good food and stuff. Like, we didn't have the right understanding that we're supposed to share the money that we don't use for eating to some people who don't have money to eat and all that. That's how it would help. But also it was a healthy thing, and so on and so forth. Anyhow, at that age, we didn't have clear understanding at how healthy this whole fasting for a month was, and we were looking at it from religious points of views. Of course, at that age, we didn't understand what the religious points of views were. We just thought that everybody fasts, we gotta fast, and if we don't, we're not good, and maybe God wouldn't think that we are good boys. Anyhow, but we have found ways around it, and they were said that if you're in school and you're a kid, you can take a half-heartedly fasting. So just as long as you're not thirsty or hungry, you can fast. But if you get thirsty, you can have a little water. Or if you get a little hungry because you're a child, you can have a little food. So that's how we did some of the fasting thing. But the days that we could actually make it, it was such a beautiful feeling at the end of the fasting day to break fast and enjoy food with other friends or family members who happen to did fast and so on. I didn't do much of that, honestly, but the one or two or a few times that I did, it was an interesting experience. And nowadays we all know about the health benefits of fasting. At this age, I only eat 2 times a day, one in the morning, one late at night, and some people eat only once. And all these intermittent fasting is really good for health, as I have learned, understood, and read. So, hope you're doing well, and perhaps you'll be at your spiffy self when the Eid comes. Sonia says, just came to hear your great advice and be wise and emotionally intelligent like you. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much for the compliments, but I'm still learning. We're all students of life, and we all do what we can at every moment of our life, and that's what this journey is all about. Learning, researching, trial and error, and trying to be the best we can be. And thank you for the compliment, Sonia. Sid says, hello Mehran. Hello Sid. Sid says, male 31 Estonia. Good of you to join us. And now tell me, is the project finished? Have you gotten your PhD? Or are we close? Is it still in the works? Or is it all done? Sid says, very, very nice to see you. Good to see you, Sid. Just bring me up to date, if you will. And Muhammad says, all love from me to you, Mr. Mehran. I thank you very much. May your fasting be accepted by whoever it is that you hope it will be accepted by. And may you be blessed for what you're doing. And hopefully it's not just only for your health, and it will be including some food or some money to some people who don't have it as good as most of us have. And I'm sure that's what you do anyhow. Now, we're filled up here now. 12 of us, but looks like 100 questions. So where are the 98 other? Well, it's 88, sorry. My math is shrinking out. So let's see. We are here with... Let me see if I can find Sid's answer here. Oh, Sid here. It says, Yes, my work are published, writing my thesis now. I would like to talk to you. Yes, of course, anytime. You know that. And let me go back to where we were then. Tim says, it is the first time I write here on live chat. Yeah, why not? Why? Tim says, I will join now more often. Great to talk with you almost instantly. Yeah, actually, guys, not just that I encourage you to join the live talks and let your friends know that we have a live talk, because that's how we can get really known or visible, get exposure and popular. And also help more people around the world. If they don't know we're here, they can't be helped. And if they're here, if they know we're here, they will be asking their questions, and we will have an opportunity to share and explore that together. But I also wanted to introduce to you something new that I've started. A company out of Tokyo got in touch with me yesterday, and they introduced me to this. They said, we want to feature your YouTube channel on our site. They have a new app worldwide, which is now going on. It's called Callmart app. And they introduced it to me that if I join that app, and anybody around the world can simply pick up the app, choose Mind That Seeks Truth, and click on and talk to me for a fee per minute without any appointments when my app says I'm available. So there are lots of times that I don't have an appointment, and let's say I'm sitting somewhere relaxing or having tea and feel like, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm available to someone who might need to ask a question. So I can turn the app on saying that I'm available, and people will see that I'm available, and then they can simply call and it will deduct the fee. So far I've put it very nominal, it's $1 a minute, which is for short conversations. If you want to have elaborate conversation, in-depth discussions, explorations with me, as usual, you go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, and you'll make an appointment and we'll talk on Skype, which is a more elaborate way of doing it. And we've been doing it for past many years. But now this is for something like when I'm not at a setup with my computers, but I'm on my cell phone and I'm doing something. I could be anywhere in the world, and someone really frantically wishes to talk to me right away for some reason, emotional problems or some questions, and they can do that when they see I'm available on this Callmart app, and they will pay something like $1 a minute or whatever I'll set it up for. Maybe if it's too cheap, I'll make it $10 a minute. No, or $2. But right now, for introductory thing, is $1 a minute, which is very cheap, and it could alleviate some immediate problems that some people may have. So this is also available. I'm gonna see if I can have that. Actually, hang on, guys. Let me see if I can put that. Okay. I should have thought of it earlier, but I can do that. Well, anyhow, I will try to do that maybe later. I don't remember where the link is, but you can just put in hang on, I can do that. Workspace, I think I know where it is. Give me one moment, guys. I know somebody can use it when they really are impatient and they don't want to make an appointment, wait for a few days until I confirm it and all that. So just hang on. Right, almost there, almost there, almost there. Now that I wanted this, there it is. There it is. Okay. I think this is how it's done. So we close this. All right. I put the link here, guys. And I will add it to right here at the bottom of this thingy here, so you can have access to it in case you forgot where it was. You have to look for it. Okay, we're all set. There we go. So let's go back to the main event here. Sorry for the delay, delaying you guys, but I think it could be of some value to someone who is really looking for some support. And Sunny says, half broke up 2 months ago. Half broke up. Oh, sorry, that's one of two. Writing a book, are you, Sunny? One of two broke up 2 months ago. I have been dating other people and trying to move on. Only thing that bugs me is how I acted during breakup. Well, I'm sure if you knew better, you wouldn't have acted that way. But it's always easy in the hindsight to say, okay, I shouldn't have done this. Well, at the time that you were making that decision for what was available to you or what you could have mustered up in reasonability and all that, that is what you thought it's the right thing to do. Hopefully that you have not been violent or abusive, verbally or physically, then otherwise it would be okay. But if you've done that, you shouldn't have. Definitely never, ever, never, ever, never, ever raise your hands on a woman or a child. I don't care what. If you feel something is up and you're in danger from your girlfriend or your partner, you just move out of the room and just go on and go away. Don't raise your hand on women or children. Remember that. That's how one becomes an alpha male. That's one of the criteria to become an alpha male. I don't know if you guys have seen the new video that I made for you. Are you an alpha male or beyond alpha? That's a good video to watch. So let's see what Sunny says. Says, what bugs me is how I acted during the breakup. I made mistake of begging. Yes you did, didn't you? And telling my ex I'm depressed. Oh, I see. Well, why? The thing is, you guys think that your worth and value, comfort and pleasure and the whole idea of life is all encapsulated in pleasure. And the highest, most sought after pleasure for a heterosexual male is to be with a woman, to have intimacy and a relationship that is reciprocated and you're loved by a woman, which is all perfectly fine. But you must understand that what you really think that you need is not about who she is. You have not been able to separate the pleasure that you're seeking and who she really is that you're having a relationship with. So you have mixed them two together, and you think who she is the same as what you're seeking in her, which is pleasure. In other words, you got to separate her center, her consciousness, the way she reciprocates, interacts with you, and her sexuality, her body, her beauty, and what turns you on emotionally and physically through intimacy, and how you're programmed as a heterosexual male to cherish and love and pursue intimacy with a woman. And if you can separate the two and understand that what you're feeling, what you're programmed to pursue, is a program. That's how you're put together in your genes. That has nothing to do with her qualification to be the right match for you, because you're programmed to love a woman, to want a woman, to pursue a female. That is your programming. It is not something that she has accomplished or proven as a qualification. It should not be used as a qualification for her to be the right woman, right girl for you. So you got to go beyond that. You got to expect from a woman a lot more than her physical appearance and the fact that she's a female. You got to expect to see what else she offers, such as the level of understanding that you both could share, compatibility, points that you can have common things in your consciousness, upbringing, understanding, treating each other, unselfishness, excitement of life, plans, things you want to build, things you want to accomplish, things you want to pursue. Those are what you build your relationships on. Those are the bases that you build your relationships together. Not based on the fact that, okay, you're turned on, therefore she's the right girl. That's not, has nothing to do with her. That has a lot to do with how you're put together, what your programming, your gene is. Because there are many women out there, and the ones that you're not interested in physically, you don't pursue to get to know them either, right? Like, let's say if you're not interested in this woman, then what would you think is so special about her without knowing who she is? The fact that you're interested in her physically in an intimate way as you're put together makes you make a mistake to think she's also great for you in everything else that you actually will build your relationship on. But you got to separate the two and then look for her in that beautiful body that you like. Look for her, because until then, the fact that you're interested in her looks and body and you're attracted to her, you don't know her. She's not the right girl for you. It's just the way you're put together that you like that. Now you got to find the ingredients. How is she put together? How does she react? What is her interest? What are the educations? What do you guys have in common? How you treat each other? How you find things interesting in each other? Your communication levels and all the other stuff. So learn about her, get to know her, find her, and then in combination of her physical attributes that you like and she likes about you, then you may have something going. But just the fact that, oh, she's going away, she doesn't want you, and now you gotta beg. But that's why. What are you begging for? Obviously, if you guys are breaking up, that means there's not enough compatibility between you two. So why are you begging to be with someone who actually is not compatible with you, or has conflicts and divisions with you, and doesn't want to be with you? Why would you be interested in a woman who's not interested in you? How could that be? How low can you think of yourself? That just because you desire intimacy with her, you think she's a perfect woman for you, and the fact that she denies that from you, she's not wanting to be with you, you think you gotta beg because you're interested in her physically, or because you have created a certain kind of a mechanical processes together which has turned into a certain order in your life through which your mind finds security, and now you're afraid that she's not going to be around. You're going to lose that order, therefore you're going to lose the security that your mind has found in that order. None of that means that she's the right girl for you when she decides she doesn't want to be with you. Because nowhere in the world, in your life, anyone who doesn't want to be with you is a qualified candidate to be with you. It has to be a two-way street. Just because you're turned on by someone or you're used to someone, that doesn't mean that she's going to be the right girl for you forever. No, she's the right girl for you as long as you both find things in common and want to continue and get to know each other and build something together. But when one of you or both of you somehow changes his or her mind, doesn't want to be with the other one, then that's the deal breaker. No longer she's qualified. That's how you should think of it. Instead you say, no, but she still looks good. So what? You can't build a relationship with the looks, with the physical appearance of each other. That the relationship is built between your consciousnesses. And when that is not working, then there is no relationship. Because you're programmed to like any good-looking female. That doesn't mean that it's a right match. That's how you're put together for procreation. So you got to be wise to that and stop begging when the girl doesn't want to be with you. Respect her wishes if you really like her, and respect yourself at the same time. Move on to another opportunity, and then you'll find a wonderful life that is out there. Opportunities out there, millions of them. It's not limited to one if it's not working. So, and the 2 of 2 says, do I get over the embarrassment of how I acted and looking like such a wimp in front of my ex? Well, yeah. It was disastrous, wasn't it? Well, laugh it off, because you were an idiot. but it's okay, you're a human being. Who do you think you are? Aristotle? Oh, I will think so. I should not behave in this way. No, you're emotional, and you just see the most precious thing in my life, which is your girlfriend at the time, because of the intimacy and all that we just talked about, and you're just frantically, desperately hoping to keep it. But you should have a little bit more value for yourself and understand that, listen, if you don't like her, she wouldn't be that important. The fact that she seems so important is because you liked her. So it is really you who's giving her that value that you think she possesses, that you are actually possessed by. Here I said it. So remember, it's your hunger that makes apple important. If you're not hungry, the apple wouldn't be as important as it would be when you haven't eaten for 10 or 20 hours. So is it the apple that it's important on its own, or is it your hunger, a desire for the apple that makes the apple that important? Same thing. Is it her, that her behavior, treating you the way she is with you and all that, makes her to be so important to you? Or is it the fact that you like her, your desire for being in a relationship with a woman, that makes her that important? If she doesn't want to be with you, that's the end of her qualifications. And the rest of it is just how you program and put together. Don't think it's all because, oh, she's wonderful, that's why I really love her. No. She's already express she doesn't want to be with you, then what's there for you to love? If she doesn't want to be with you, then that's a deal breaker. But you're still hanging on. Why? Because you're programmed for that, the pleasure part. If you separate the two, then you will not beg next time. And serves you right. Now you learn from this, and don't worry about your image. You know, your image is messed up already in their mind anyhow. Otherwise, you shouldn't be so weak. You should be appreciative to the fact that she lets you know now rather than later on. So now you can go on and find someone that is suitable for you, and she can go on and find whoever it is that she wants to find out. But never a woman leaving you means you're any less than you were yesterday, or you will be more if she comes to you. None of that. Your whole worth and value is based on what you accomplish in life, what you set out to accomplish, what is your effect on the society, how you affect the others who you're living in the same community, society, positively or negatively, and what are you doing for the world as a whole, in general. What kind of role model you are to the children, to the other people, how unselfish you are, how you contribute to the societies, and so on. That's really where your value is at. It doesn't have anything to do with what religion you have, what gender you have, what color you have, how old you are. It's all about how good you are to the people around you, to yourself, to the environment, to the societies, to the world in general. What effects, what difference you bring with you to make life a little bit better in this messed up world. That's where it is. Not if you made a fool out of yourself in front of your girlfriend. So big deal. Who is she? Who do you think she is? Don't go there. It's just silly. And he says she has a new boyfriend, and I'm sure they laugh about how forget that. They laugh about it, then they're so stupid and dumb that they have no understanding how human being is put together and what their vulnerability points are and what emotional honesty means. And you were just simply showed your affection, and that's very manly. It's good for you. You just showed her, and now despite of that she left, that definitely proves to you she's no good for you and she's not qualified. In fact, who should be laughing really is you, that despite of it all, she couldn't see a good thing when she saw it, when she had it. And you should consider yourself a good thing. And do not let others set your value. You set your own value. You made a fool out of yourself, so what? It was your girlfriend, it was your woman, you wanted to, so you were at a vulnerable time and you did. And don't do it next time. Just be reasonable and see if she doesn't want you, okay. Have respect for yourself. Say, okay, no problems. Bye-bye. There's so many wonderful women out there that it's not about one leaving you, then the whole world have left you. When you make someone, look, I've made another video for you guys. The videos that I made when I was away was quite a number. Good ones too. And if I may say so. So soon enough they're scheduled to be released. And there is one that says, it's in 3 parts. It says why you can't move on. And I think it's a good video series to watch. And it will tell you a thing or two in there. So wait for it and watch for it. And I hope you guys have clicked on the bell for every new video that is released. You will be notified. And also if I'm live, you will see it. Anyhow, don't worry about it, Sonny. You're all good. Everything with you is the same. You haven't changed. It's all an image you have in your mind. Oh, I shouldn't have done this because I wanted to be high and mighty. Forget that. You're a human being. You're strong. You're great. And you were emotional, and that's wonderful. No problems. Nothing is wrong with you. Everything is the same. Forget about her. Move on. If you look at yourself inwardly and externally, if you look yourself up, you'll see nothing has changed. Nothing has fallen apart. Everything is in its own place, including the image you have of yourself. Only you just seem to think, oh, I shouldn't have done this, and I should. Well, what if she would have said, oh, okay, dear, now that I see you love me so much, I come to you, no problem, I will not leave. Now, would you now still kick your ass yourself and say, oh, I shouldn't have begged. No, you would have said, well, you know, that saved the whole thing, right? You would have felt great. So it's really not about what you did, it's about how she reacted to the honest thing that you brought out and you offered, which now helps you to know that wasn't the right girl. Because if she cannot appreciate that honesty and that emotion, then therefore, definitely, she's not your cup of tea. Move on. Move on, have respect for yourself, and nothing has changed. Don't worry about it. Something you will laugh at. Don't worry. Tim says, after watching man of your video, I'm able to be many. I think you wanted to say many. After watching many of your videos, I'm able to be successful in relationship. Good. Since almost 2 years. Wunderbar. Without the most common ego issues. Great. And so on. All of that. Can't say it often enough. Open my eyes. Delighted to hear that, Tim. Thank you for sharing it with me. Thank you. Thank you. Dankeschön. Very good to hear that. Nicole says, hello from Greece. Hello, Nicole from Greece. Says, your speeches are so inspiring with a harmony to be jealous. Oh, I am confused now. How do you have such clean harmony? Now, Nicole, first of all, remember the protocol. I want to know, you guys forgot, a bunch of you. I want to see if you're a man or a woman, whatever your gender is, how old you are and where you're tuning in from. From this, I only know you're from Greece. I suspect you're a woman because of the name, Nicole, but maybe it's a different spelling. It could be a name of a man. So it will help me to know how old you are, what your gender is, and helps me to kind of tailor-make the response. Plus, I didn't understand the question because it says, your speeches are so inspiring with a harmony to be jealous. See, I kind of get lost here. Are you talking about the talk about how to be harmony or deal with jealousy? That's what seems inspiring to you. And then you ask, how do you have such clean harmony? Are you asking me, how can you have such ability to manage jealousy? Well, we have videos that have talked about jealousy, if that's what your question is. But specifically, I need to know a specific scenario that I could then address it on that basis. Nicole. Meet PG Notes 2020 says, hello Mehran, hello Meet. Is that what I should be calling you? Where is the protocol, guys? You guys all forgot gender, age, where you tuning in from. It's the least you can give me. Throw me the bone. Give me the info, guys. Otherwise, Dr. Evil will go nuts. I'll get back to you, Neat, as soon as I know. Says, hello, Mehran. What a coincidence. Have found you online. What do you mean coincidence? For heaven's sake, why don't you guys click on the bell thingy there, so anytime I'm live, you can see me. I wonder why nobody else sees me. I guess maybe I understand why nobody else sees me, because they're not subscribers, they haven't clicked on the bell. But you guys can do that, so that wouldn't be a coincidence. You will always know. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, most often I will have a live talk. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, guys. There are 12 of us here. That's kind of not the way it should be. It should be thousands of people on this live talk. We've got to promote this live talk. Maybe it's something I should do. And he says, okay, he says, 2 years back I had breakup and come out of it in 2 months. Used to watch your videos. God bless. Thank you. Good to share. Thank you for sharing with us, and I'm delighted that it was helpful to you. And we have Tim says, in many ways, seeing all from different angles. Great job. Need to join you more often again. Yes, of course. We're here for you guys. If you guys all join, then the channel will be more successful, because you'll be recognized by the YouTube algorithm that is being, paid attention to, and so on. And Sid says, yes, my work's published, writing thesis. Oh, I see. We already read that. Okay, good. Tim says, in the meantime, I'm training for the Paralympics. Sehr gut. After overcome times of depression, etc. Thanks again, Mehran. My pleasure, Tim. My pleasure. I'm proud of you. Good for you. Get your life in your control. You're the master. Sitzel still trying to live. Yeah, okay. That's the number one rule. Obama, your mama says, I was in a 13-year marriage. We are turning the divorce papers in on Monday. I really feel like I would never get over this. Of course you will. Are you kidding me? You think you're the only one who's getting divorced after 13 years or 7 years or 10 years or 20 years or 30 years? Are you really that limited in your imagination that you think it's only you? And she's the only woman who's changed her mind? Or you guys are the only couple that things somehow didn't work out? 90% of the relationships don't end up longer than number of years, and they break up, all because we're all dynamic human beings, and our consciousness is constantly evolving and developing and goes through changes, and the ways that we used to find ourselves in compatible with each other is, as time goes on, we react to different things, our consciousness reshapes itself, and then suddenly we find ourselves that we've been reshaped in two different directions, and no longer we have that many things in common. The fact is, when you guys get together and get married or get hitched or get together, you think that's the end of your evolution or end of your learning process. Unless you communicate and share and constantly revise and relearn about each other and being tuned in each other's changes, you may miss the distance that is being created through the years between you two, while thinking that you're still in the same level and stage of development and experiences in your consciousness, thinking that therefore we are still as compatible as when we met or the first few months or years. But you forget that you're evolving, your consciousness is evolving, it could be expanding, it could find differences, and its modification and revelations or finding new things could cause that person to actually find him or herself in a different stage of life of knowing, or instead of advancing to more knowledge, reversing back into lack of knowledge and be distracted towards nonsenses, and then in that way not become compatible with you anymore. Not because she has evolved differently, maybe he has evolved negatively or she has evolved negatively and not really learned much or helped their consciousness to advance and develop further, and that's how they grew apart. Not necessarily because they advanced in different directions Also, one or both of them could actually gone to weird way of interacting with life and cause her consciousness or his consciousness to be changed in a way that is no longer compatible with the other or acceptable by the other. And it's gone berserk. These are all possibilities, this way and that way. Both are possible. So unless you guys are in tune and continuously share common grounds and get to know each other over and over and find more pleasantry and sharing more challenges and dealing with more challenges together in life, we're all bound to end that relationship that once we thought it's the relationship. All right, let's don't drink tea with our noses. Now, so, and says, I walk daily and eat healthy now, nothing works. How do I get over this? Just the fact that nothing has changed in you. It's only your image of yourself that was dependent on how she thinks about you that is now changed. Therefore, you think you're changed. You're the same wonderful person as you were before. Nothing's changed in you. She is changed. If she is changed or changed her mind or whatever it is that she wants, does not mean that you have been diminished in some values, capabilities, abilities, interests, or whatnot. You're simply missing the whole order that you had established with her for that many years. But the question would be, first of all, if she can do it, then you can do it. Why is it that you think you should be the one that cannot handle or manage this, but she's the master and she can go on and, I don't know, continue on or have another boyfriend or whatever? If she can do it, why do you want to stay loyal to that thought, that emotion that you have created it to be a deity, that you feel now it's a sin if you forget that emotion about her and you actually think of her not as you used to think of her? You can't, it's inevitable. You can't stop thinking about her differently than you used to think about her. Why? Because she is no longer in the same kind of a frequency and a relationship with you as she used to be. She has changed. Therefore, you cannot keep thinking of her as she used to be in the old days. You must also modify your thinking about her, see her for who and how she is today, not perceiving her by looking at her, seeing what she does and how she has changed her behavior towards you and treatment towards you, but still perceiving her as how she used to be, and then wonder, how can I not like this girl? Because this is not the girl that you used to love and used to love you. This girl is a different animal. She's changed. By animal, I don't mean disrespect. It means we're all animals. It's a different thing, I mean. So this girl is not that girl anymore. She looks the same. She sounds the same. You have the same memories that you used to have of her. And those memories are overexposing. They're actually not allowing you to see her as she is today, and instead you're seeing your memories reflected on her because she represents that physical attributes that is identical to that other girl that used to treat you differently. If you see her for who she is and how she is, then you will say, well, that's not my cup of tea. That's not the kind of girl I liked. Then how can I still like her or think that I will miss her or won't get over her just because she used to be a different person? It's like telling me you got a car. Well, I'm not comparing women to cars or men to cars. I'm just trying to make something understood. You got a car, first day is brand new, great. You go on travel, do things, and it's just, you win races with it and all that is perfect. But then 10 years later, 13 years later, the car is not functioning as it used to. Wear and tear, changes. I don't know, the shaft doesn't work very well, or the brakes are not that well, or the engine is not really revving or tuned up the way it used to be, the tires are not. But when you look at her, when you look at the car, do you still see that car as how it used to perform? No, you're realistic. You see, that car is my car, but I can't do the stuff I used to do with it. It can't go as fast. It can't go as problem-free. I can't rely on it so much more. Therefore, you will see it as it is. You won't look at it and say, oh yeah, it goes, it's perfect. I can go on a race with it tomorrow, or it's ready to go on a long trip because it used to one time be really qualified and shipshape for that kind of a enjoyment or use. No longer. Realistically, you'll see that car, say, well, it's not the same as before, so you will not expect the same kind of a performance from it before. And eventually you will say, well, I can't consider this as my favorite car anymore because it is not. I have memories with it when it was, but it's not anymore. Therefore, I have to be I have to be realistic, and I can't consider this car as it used to be. I have to consider it as it is. So you do these things with these sort of thing, inanimate objects, but you can't do it with your partner. The fact that she's no longer, she looks the same like the car looks the same, but the ingredient inside equipment, what works, what makes it work and tick, is no longer, and you recognize that, but you're not recognizing this one. She looks the same, she sounds the same, therefore she's the same. And it's a sin for me to go against my own emotions about her. No, you gotta see it for what it is, and the fact that she has chosen to leave. If she can do it, you can do it. So what's there to question? What? Just because you're being denied of a certain kind of a norm and an order that you used to have, then that means then she's the boss, she's better than you, and suddenly you're lost? No. Understand it, move on, take care of yourself, respect yourself, go find another woman when you're ready. Don't hang around. All right. Nikki says, hi, Mehran. Hello, Nikki. Juanpa says, male 23, Costa Rica. Pura vida, Mehran, and pura vida, Juanpa. Says, Mehran, should I care about the image that my friends and loved ones have of me? Not really, because that is the image they have created. It's not the image you would like to be seen as or have created in you. And the images, one day is here, the other day is changed because of something you said or something you didn't. You can't be going up and down like a roller coaster, or oscillate just with their way of thinking about you or the image that they create of you in their own mind. Don't give a shit. Move on. Stick to the truth. You do your best in life. It doesn't matter what kind of image people have of you. You gotta do what is expected of you by you. The best you can do. The rest of it, don't give it up. Leah V says, hi, mister. Hello, Leah. Says, next week it's my birthday. Haha, happy birthday next week, Leah. Shall I answer to my ex if he sent me message to wish me happy birthday? Why would you give a shit about that now? Just enjoy your birthday. X, I don't remember what the story was, if you left X or X left you. Obviously, I guess X left you because you were still hoping that he would send you a birthday text. Why would you hope for that at all? Why would you care at all? Live your life, move on. Don't worry about what she does, what he does, or what he doesn't. He had the chance to be with you and he broke it off and he's gone wherever he's gone. And he now waiting around for him to say happy birthday. So big deal. So let's say he did. So what does that mean? Oh, thank you. He said happy birthday. It means so much to me. Why? Why does it mean so much to you? It shouldn't mean a damn thing. He had his chance. If he really meant it, he would have been around and he would have made a nice gesture on your birthday. Okay. But just wanting to score a point with you, say, I'm a nice guy, happy birthday, and then you say, oh, thank you, it means a lot to me. No, it doesn't mean shit, and you shouldn't expect it. And if it does, just say thank you, have a nice day. That's it. You don't have to be so submissive about, oh, he paid attention to you. Big deal. When he had a chance, he didn't. So that's what I remember, I guess, or sum up of it. And he says, she says, it'll be first birthday without him. So big deal. But the world's coming to an end. It's not the first day without him, first birthday. You had birthdays all along before you met this guy, and every birthday was great. Don't make a big deal out of it, Leah. Respect yourself, love yourself, value yourself. Your value is within you, from you, what you do, what you learn, what you pursue, what you build. Not from somebody else's opinion about how good or bad or good looking or not good or this and that or compatible. None of that. Don't allow others to do the drawing of what the image that you want to draw. Don't give the pen to their hand to describe you or draw you or have a conclusion about you. You keep the pen in your hand and you draw your own pictures, meaning design your own life, go about your plans the way you design it, the way you see it, not based on how they see you, what comment they make you, what interaction would have with you. None of that. If they're worth it, they would be around, then they would deserve your attention. If they don't pay attention to you, they do not deserve your attention. Simple as that. And she says, thanks, by the way, what's your favorite tea? Well, these days seems to be chamomile. Oh, by the way, Sandy is not online, I guess, today. I just wanted to thank Sandy that finally I did go to the office after months, and I picked up that package that you sent me, and I'm grateful, and thank you very much. And what a wonderful thing. A herbal, pomegranate-based, infused tea. I forgot about it today, but I would love to make one just as soon as I finish this live talk, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it. The ingredient sounds great. Sandy, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. Now, Helen says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Helen. Helen says, missed you a lot. If you missed me a lot, why didn't you look me up? I had live talks when I was in Maui. It's what? How many of them? We had like at least 6 of them. And you guys weren't there. So don't tell me you guys miss me when you haven't searched to find me. There we go. Did you get... That's my wrath. Missed you a lot, she says. Many things happened lately. Oh, maybe I was too quick. Let's see what happened. In my life, I got sick with flu. Okay, then. But still, you could hear. Been to doctor yesterday, but I'm better. God is willing. Okay, good. Glad to hear that you're better, but still doesn't explain last 23 or 25 days. 23 days of it I was away, and I still did manage to make 6 live talks and many videos that they are scheduled to be published as days go by. And so far, a bunch of them have come already online. Now, the Ralph, which is Mark. I think Ralph is Mark, right? The Ralph. Ah, there it is. Yes. Hello, all. Mark, 35 UK. Thank you, Mark, for that. Let me have a sip of chamomile tea here. Gee, I'm keep drinking it with my nose today. What's going on? Helen says, sorry, been absent in your class. Now you say it. I missed the input of the wisdom of the sage man. Okay, you're excused now, Helen. Very good. Buttering up. Accepted. Thanks for the love, and we love you too for sure. And Nicole says 30 female, the ability to manage and get through difficult situations. That is also some. Okay, so you are asking the ability to manage and get through difficult situations. Well, let me ask you this. Many of you ask from time to time, where do I get the ability to manage and get through difficult situations? Well, let me ask you this. Is there another choice? Is there another choice other than having, desiring, wanting, commanding that ability wherever it is, however it can be recognized or harnessed? To deal with things. Is there another choice other than having such abilities, creating, commanding it, bringing it about? It is like asking me, how do I jump away or save myself from an oncoming truck is about to hit me and I'm just walking? Well, duh. I don't care if you're an Olympic jumper or runner or what capability you have. You will find that capability right there, because that is a matter of do or not do, live or die, save yourself or not, get out of the way or not. You will find that. Yeah? You will become like a flea which can jump 1,000 times bigger than its own length of existence. How much a flea jumps is equivalent of us jumping over a 10-story building. And we find that ability, not that we're walking around with it and having it and thinking that I can jump this high, I can lift this thing, I can, take care of these problems, because we haven't faced with it. But when we do face with something difficult, often we human beings have that in our genes and abilities. It's hidden, waiting for us to act on it, call it up, and suddenly we become something. It's kind of like your bodies, your muscles are relaxed, but when something happens, they just immediately run to protect you. But you didn't know that they can do that. They only react to when that actually is called for. Recently, you all know that I did a stupid thing, inconsiderate of me, I guess, when one last time, after a day swimming in the ocean and sun tanning and all, before going back to the hotel, just wanted to wash away the sand on my skin laying in the sun. And instead of just simply measuring it properly and just walking into the ocean, I went in front of the ocean and I thought, okay, it's cold water, I'm dry now, let me just jump into the water. And I miscalculated. A wave came, I thought it's thick enough, I dove into it and hit my head right to the bottom of the ocean, because it was just about half a meter away, and I thought it's thick enough for me to jump through it. That was a mistake. And every muscle on my back and neck rushed in, tightened up to protect everything else. spine, bone, everything else that it could protect. I felt I was like a missile right into the sand, the ocean bed, the sand. But I didn't know I have that ability to call on all the muscles to lock up, protect everything. So I thought I got some serious thing, paralyzed or broke something maybe. I don't know. I was just totally pissed. But there are abilities that are hidden and they come alive when they are there. And you have never known that that can actually be something that someday you can rely on and it could save you. And many of these circumstances in life are the same. They're not necessarily like falling on the ground or jumping in the, hitting your head to the bottom of the ocean, but they're abilities that you have, but you've never been aware of it until something drastic happens, and suddenly you find yourself so much more capable and powerful. So don't look for the ability. What is the ability? What is the secret? It's already in you. You just have to call upon it. It will show itself when you need it. When you're most devastated or you think it's devastating, you will have powers unknown to you that will help you to clear your road, clear ahead of you, clear the road for you to further, walk further, advance, go on away from that particular environment that has been occupying your mind and not palatable or suitable for you to hang around it. So don't look for how to manage it. The management of it is already in you. Your inner psyche is smarter than you, how much you know of it. It will direct you to certain behavior and path that you should listen to your intuition. For example, if you're going through a bad time, your inner thoughts are telling you gotta go exercise to create that dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. You need that to be hopeful. And how to get it naturally is through exercise. Spending time with some things that you like, some functions that you should do, hang around positive people. You know that. Nobody has to tell you this. But if you want pointers, well, just go on my site here, on my channel. It says how to move on. And the few videos that I've done that is about to be published, coming on to the channel, like how to move on in 3 parts, is coming along. I think, I don't know when, in a few weeks or a week or so. Look at these videos that I have. Where is happiness? What is happiness? How to deal with undesirable situations. How to deal with jealousy. How to deal with breakups. How to deal with your desire. What is desire? How is desire born? What is fear? What is the relationship between fear and desire and thoughts and time? These are things that gives you that insight, that opening, that window to discover the world of abilities that you have. It's not that somebody comes along and tells you, do this, do this, do this, do this. That's how you're able and how you manage this and that, so forth. It's about understanding your inner psyche. What is thought? How has it come about? What is consciousness? What is the relationship between the two? What about ego? What is the role of ego in how I feel? What is the role of ego in me desiring certain pleasure? What do I gain when I experience those pleasures? Why my desires appear this way? Why do I want to fulfill my desires? How desire is born? What about fear? What is the role of fear in me thinking that my ex was the best, or is there any merit to that? What is the role of fear in my thinking in this way about her, about your partner, whatever it is, your relationship? And when you understand all these, the ingredients of your psyche, you understand how you tick. When you understand how you tick, then you know why you feel the way you do. You're not bamboozled. Oh, I feel this way. I can't do. Where's my ability? Where can I get it? No, you know why you feel this way, and you simply undo it. So I don't have to follow this. I don't have to fall for this. I don't have to react this way. I'm reacting this way because I am trying to fluff my ego through fulfilling my desire by the pleasure that I'm seeking. And that way I'm feeling not so fearful, or covering my fear from thinking that I won't have another one just like this, so therefore this one must be the real thing and I should not let it go. Why? Because you're afraid of not having another one, not the fact that she's really good, is the fact of fear of not having another girlfriend as good that makes you think this is the best you can have, or you should not let it go, or you should feel devastated. You gotta understand all these things, then it becomes clear to you that you're not helpless, because you know how this is put together. What are the conditionings of your consciousness? Who are you? What is your center? How you're put together? Why you're reacting the way you do? When all that is clear for you, you're a free man or woman. At least can affect you. Now, Nicole, I hope that was something helpful to you. And Opadel says, 22 male, had a breakup with a girl and got into a situationship with another relationship, perhaps, with another girl for a year, didn't want to commit and had other girls. Plus, I was hung up on the other girl before she lost interest. The new one lost interest, obviously. She lost interest, communication stopped, and friends told me she was seen going out with a guy from work. I blocked her, but which one are you talking about now? The second one or the first one? I blocked her, but it hurts, and go crazy about her, thinking about her every day. How to break that cycle? Focus on your life. You're focusing on her life. Where she goes, what does she do? And I want her. Why do you want her? Why? If she's not interested in you, why would you want to be interested in someone who's not interested in you? What's the logic in that? Well, it's not you, it's your ego that wants it. You don't want her. You can understand, because you have your desire intact. You can unleash the desire on some other things or some other girl. Naturally, you have the capability. It's not like that was the only time you could feel that way about a woman. You can still feel the same way. But your ego says, no, get her because I want to feel good. I want to feel that, I'm better than the other ones. Because you've been conditioned to think that, you got to be more, you got to be better than the other ones. And the way you feel you're better is by, if the girl chooses you, or if she doesn't choose you, she chooses somebody else. Well, because she chose somebody else, that makes that somebody else better than you. So all you're thinking about is your worth and value is based on decisions that a girl makes. Not about who you are, what you've accomplished, what you can accomplish, what your plans are, what you're going to build in life. None of that. Only if she chooses me, I'm good and big. And if she doesn't choose me, I'm not good. And if she chooses somebody else, that's better than me. What kind of a nonsense is that? You are thinking that you are better or worse than somebody else based on another person choosing you or somebody else. So, as I said before, diamond ring, cubic zirconian ring, crystal ring, and glass ring all look the same. So if someone comes along into this store and chooses the cubic zirconian, then because of this person's choice, the diamond ring devaluates That means the diamond ring is not as good as the cubic zirconian. Why? Because this girl chose that. So the choice of others changes the value of things. Does it make sense? Or does it mean that this girl didn't really know a good thing when she could see it? In other words, she couldn't know better between a cubic zirconian and a diamond. So that's her shortcoming, her inability to be able to choose a diamond in the line of cubic zirconian, crystal, and glass. That shouldn't mean that the diamond is going to be devalued because she didn't know better. It just means that she didn't know better. And cubic zirconian, because she chose it, doesn't suddenly become more valuable than the diamond because she chose it. That's exactly what you're saying. Because she chose another guy, therefore that guy is better than you. You are not as good as you used to be, and your whole worth and value is in the hand of her and what she chooses. No, that's nonsense. So if that was the case, why don't you bring a piece of rock and tell her, please choose this over gold, so this will be more valuable in the market, so I will take it and go and sell it and become rich. This is the real logic of it that you guys are following. So, Opadel says, and move on for good. She's 26, and in my head, I still keep her on the pedestal. Why? You're keeping your desire on the pedestal. The fact that you can have intimacy and sex with her, and that is the way you get the pleasure, the highest sought after pleasure through her, then you think she's that good. No, it's the pleasure that you really seek, and the fact that you can get that kind of a pleasure through her makes you think that she is really that high value, instead of thinking that your desire for intimacy and relationship and all the other things that we talked about is what makes you pursue her, because you want to fulfill your desire. Not the fact that she's better than anybody, any other woman in the world, is because that's how you can get the pleasure that you find most desirable, and therefore you think she is the only source of that. Therefore you value her, but she's not the only source. The reason you want her is because you desire her, and you got to find out how desire is born. Go on my channel, find out about desire. Just type in desire. There should be videos about it, and then you will be aware that why you feel the way you do. Now, Helen says, relationships now don't last long. You're right, because we forget traditional values. We are selfish, and we don't look at relationship as a big investment. What have we turned into? Well, we've turned into a disposable, thing. We are accustomed to things to be readily available, disposable, lack of patience and contentment, lack of focus and commitment. We just want things the way we want it to be, rather selfish, as you mentioned, and all that plays into the whole quality of the relationships that we pursue. And when things are not going the way we want it, and the ego comes to the picture, so it's not the way I want it, so therefore my ego is not fluffed, therefore that's not the right girl. I gotta go with someone who can actually fluff my ego. You think that fluffing your ego is more important than you. You think you should follow your ego rather than ego is part of you. You think the ego is the master and you're the follower, rather than you're the master and ego is the fragment of your center, who you are. Therefore, you're following your ego. And if it's not really working out, oh, my ego, I don't feel good, I should go to another girl who will do this and that, or you should go to another guy who will do this. And that's how things break down, especially in this day and age. Everything's available. It's not a big deal. You drop this guy, you go to another guy. And everybody's looking for intimacy, so the girls have a easier time to find another guy. They're lining up. But she doesn't know why they're lining up. She thinks that they're all interested in her consciousness. Not really. They're there at the beginning just because they're turned on. And the guys, drop this, go to another girl because they say, well, it's available, and I've had sex with this one, and we didn't get any further because they really never tried to get to know each other. They just focused on the pleasure they could receive from that relationship or that interaction, and therefore they don't know each other, therefore they can't bond. When they can't bond on conscious level, there is no relationship, and they wonder, why is our relationship not working? Because there is no relationship. It's all a mechanical, sexual, based on intimacy, and that runs its course. And then you want somebody new, because that's the limit of your involvement or interaction or understanding or relationship, and it doesn't go far because it's all physical. When something is physical, it's always limited. When it reaches its limits, then it's no longer pleasurable or no longer fascinating, which is not going to be tantalizing to the mind and invigorating. Therefore, you drop it and you think, oh, it's not a match. Well, it never was a match because you guys never knew each other. Get to know each other on consciousness level, and that's where the relationship starts or ends, pretty much. Helen says, what are we teaching the future generation? Yeah, there you go. And Wayne Harmon. By the way, your books all packed, ready, been signed, and certain notations written in each one of them, and they are going to be shipped. I think this is now Friday afternoon. Probably they'll be, I don't know, shipped tomorrow, I guess. And as soon as I have the track record of it, if there's going to be tracking, I think it's cheaper if there's no tracking, but we'll see. I'll send you the tracking, Wayne. And thank you very much for your patience. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. And sorry about the delay, but you know how it, you know why. So we have Wayne says, before that we have Opadel says, why do I always want something I can't have and don't want it when I have it? Well, that's a question you got to ask from yourself. Why don't you value your preferences when you actually attain them? They're just as good as when you didn't have them. So first you got to have confidence in yourself and your choices to know yourself better. Then you can decide if what you really desire and pursue is something that you really want, and you have confidence in that choice. Then when you get it, you will value it much better. Now, Wayne says, male 46 Irish, a while ago after breakup and other life setbacks, I was prescribed antidepressant and went to counseling. None of it worked until I found your videos and how the mind works. Thank you. Oh, delighted. Delighted to hear that, Wayne. Delighted to hear that. Well, you know, guys, if there is no medical reasons, if the doctor didn't check your blood and found any imbalance and chemical imbalance and whatnot, if there's no medical reasons, you know, well, then you try to deal with the breakup rather than being depressed about it, thinking that it's a devastation. It's not. As you said, Wayne, when you understand the rhythm of your mind, the movement of the mind, why you're affected the way you are, then it all becomes clear that you're not helpless. Because it becomes clear why you feel that way. Why? Based on desire. What is desire? How is it born? Do you understand that? What about fear? What brings fear? Then you understand that. What about ego? Why do you follow ego? What is your conditioning? What has it been since childhood? Then you understand that. Then you're not affected and the slave to these fragments of your center: fear, desire, ego, pleasure, order, mechanical process, material process, thoughts, consciousness, how they're born, how they're put together, how they react and interact with each other. You will know all that. And that is just like you've went through the owner's manual of a juicer, a toaster you bought, or a car you bought. You know everything about it. You know what it makes it tick. why it acts and reacts and behaves the way it does, then you're no longer scared. Say, I know myself. I am my own mechanic. I can fix things. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that way because of that. That's the end of that. My emotions, that's normal. It doesn't make me feel devastated. Oh, I'm losing this. No. Thank God, one thing in this world is abundance is opportunities, possibilities. This girl didn't work out, another one. That guy didn't work out, you go to another one. It's all out there. You just gotta see which frequency, what harmony you can find when you go deep and understand each other's consciousness and bond on that level. And thank you for sharing that, Wayne. And there's 17 of us here, guys. Do me a favor, click on like if you would. And always please share the videos you like on your social media and help us to grow. I don't know if you guys heard it. There is a new app based in Tokyo that just contacted me yesterday and introduced themselves and told me that they want to feature my channel on their site. They've made an app for basically contact between people or vendors or people who are offering something, especially for YouTubers, that I accepted, I understood it, and I joined, registered with them. So simply go on an app called Callmart app, and then you find Mind That Seeks Truth, and you want to talk to me when the button says available. So when I'm not available, if I have appointments or if I'm out and about or doing something, it's unavailable. But when it's available, you can click on it and contact me, call me directly, and you will pay a nominal fee per minute. I think mine is very nominal, I think $1 a minute or something, just to see how it goes. Maybe I'll raise it later. But for now, that is something for short talks. For example, you have a devastating situation, you want to support, you want something to ask about your relationship, your breakup, and then you can't wait till make an appointment on Skype with me and I confirm it and we go through it. Then you have your 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes talk on it, and it comes automatically from your setup account, and no discussions about it. It's all done, and you get your immediate needs fulfilled of answering questions and get your answers. And that is probably a way to help more people around, and also helps the channel to be more available to generate finances and all that. So I think that's a good thing, and I've put the link up there. If you guys look into the chats, there is a link of my registration there that you can join. Now, Opadel says, I heard all the aspects and I understand them, even though some may be contradictive. My mind is all over the place. So how do I center myself again? Or should I just try and stop thinking? Listen, I think if you're really that confused right now, beside the fact that all the videos, about 1,500 videos on this channel are available, anything you can think of after your breakup, I have a video about it. Pretty much hard if you can find something that I haven't spoken about. And they're still expanding. New things come up and I make a video on it. And they're all free. It's all available to you. But beyond that, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, make an appointment, and if you make an appointment for an hour, I give you an hour extra free for a short time that is still left for this kind of a introductory offer. And if you make a half an hour, then I give you half an hour free, and that will be enough to get your questions answered and your concerns dealt with, and they go on and on your path to recovery and regaining your balance and happiness again. So otherwise, these are all here, the live talks, the videos, and so on and so forth. And click on the playlists or individual words that you want on the search engine, and you'll come up to some kind of a video that could help you. Opadel says, all right, Chief, thank you. Okay, you're welcome. All right, guys, it looks like we've answered all the questions. It's 1 hour and a half. It's over half an hour over what we usually want to stop the live talks for. And I want to ask you to continue taking good care of yourselves. Be good to yourself and to the others. Don't treat yourself harshly. Don't think the life has come to an end. It's not a devastation. Breakup is part of a relationship. You get to know someone, you know, find things compatible, find things in common, and yet your consciousness finds itself at odds with each other at a certain time in that relationship, and you're bound to bow to that and understand that there are divisions and conflicts within the conditionings you've received in your consciousness, and that's normal, and that's why you guys break up, and it's okay. It's not the end of the world that somebody doesn't love you or doesn't like you or change her mind, or you change your mind. Doesn't mean that person is bad or not good enough anymore. It's just the way we are developing and learning, and that's normal part of being alive and experiencing this journey of life. Having said that, I love you all. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share some of these points with you, and be good to yourself, to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Hopefully we'll talk tomorrow. Until then, what did I say? Take care of yourself and do that. Bye for now.